It started with a scream, a shrill, piercing sound that cut through the summer heat like a knife. Officer Mia Ramirez had just finished her routine patrol when the call came in, 3 children missing from a nearby neighborhood. The sun was beginning to dip below the horizon, casting long, nervous shadows over a quiet suburban town that suddenly didn't feel so safe anymore. Mia didn't hesitate. She grabbed her partner, Rex, a seasoned canine German shepherd known for his sharp instincts and near unbreakable loyalty. Together, they had seen it all: drug busts, missing persons, hostage situations. But what they were about to uncover would shake them to their core. As the police combed the area with flashlights and drones, Rex began tugging urgently at his leash, pulling toward the wooded edge beyond the playground. It was off the grid, not part of the designated search radius. Standard protocol was to stay within assigned zones, wait for coordination. But Rex's instincts didn't care for protocol, and Mia had learned, over time, to trust them. "Go," she whispered, unclipping his leash. With a blur of fur and focused urgency, Rex disappeared into the trees. Mia chased behind him, radioing in her deviation from command, already hearing the frustration in her supervisor's voice. But she didn't care. Something was off. She felt it deep in her gut. Rex led her nearly a mile into the woods until they stumbled upon an old, abandoned shed, hidden, camouflaged by years of moss and decay. The door creaked ominously as Mia pushed it open. Inside, 3 children huddled together, wide-eyed, tear-streaked, and gagged. When they saw Rex, they began sobbing in relief. Mia rushed to untie them, heart pounding in her ears. But just as she reached the last knot, Rex froze, hackles raised, growling low and dangerous. Something, or someone, was nearby. The sound of snapping twigs was the only warning they had. Out of the darkness stepped a man. Middle-aged, nondescript, the kind you wouldn't look twice at in a grocery store. But his eyes were wrong. Empty. He raised a hunting rifle, and for one gut-wrenching moment, time slowed. Then Rex lunged. The shot rang out. Chaos erupted. Mia shielded the children as Rex tackled the man, knocking the weapon aside. Another shot, closer this time, grazed Mia's arm. Pain tore through her shoulder, but she stayed focused. Backup was still minutes away. She had to act. With trembling hands, she grabbed the fallen rifle and turned it on the man, ordering him to the ground. Rex snarled beside her, teeth bared, every muscle tensed. The man smirked, blood trailing from his temple where Rex had struck him. "You don't know what you've found," he rasped. "You think these are the only ones." That night, everything changed. The suspect, David Meller, turned out to be more than just a kidnapper. In his home, disguised as a run-of-the-mill farmhouse, police found a hidden basement with files, videos, maps. A network, evidence of dozens, maybe hundreds, of children taken over the years, many still unaccounted for. It was an underground trafficking ring, operating right under the town's nose. And Rex, by breaking protocol, had torn the veil off a nightmare no one was ready to face. Mia was hailed as a hero, but she knew the real credit belonged to Rex. His instincts, his refusal to stay within lines drawn on a map, had saved lives. Not just the 3 children they found that night, but potentially dozens more. Still, the trauma lingered. For the kids, for Mia, even Rex had his scars. One of the children, a boy named Caleb, wouldn't speak for weeks. But he clung to Rex like a lifeline. Eventually, it was to Rex that he whispered his first words since the rescue. "You came back." That simple phrase haunted Mia for days. Because it implied a truth too terrible to ignore, so many had not. Challenges came in waves. Mia faced a media storm, departmental hearings, even threats from those connected to the ring. There were nights she questioned her choices, nights when the fear threatened to suffocate her. But then she'd look at Rex asleep by her feet, and remember the children's faces, their hope, their survival, and find strength again. In Rex, he received a medal for bravery. A ceremony with fanfare and applause. But the true reward came weeks later, when Caleb's family officially adopted him, insisting that Rex remain a part of their lives. He became more than a police dog, he became a symbol. Of trust, of defiance, of what happens when someone dares to break the rules for the right reason. This story isn't just about a heroic canine. It's about listening to your gut when the world says, stay in line. About how one act of bravery can unravel something far bigger, and far darker, than anyone imagined. In the end, Rex didn't just save 3 children. He uncovered a horror buried in shadows, and brought it into the light. And he reminded us all that sometimes, courage has 4 legs and a heartbeat.